Yeah. So I'm Cavan. I've been doing this for 7 years. I just recently switched over to the commercial team, but I've been doing residential for 7 years. Still know how it's done. And you are Jan, Aaron, and Leilani. Perfect. All right. And then on the screen we've got Casey. I'm guessing Paige. Cool. Tell me about your goals coming into this week, what you've been doing, how you feeling about everything.
Can we start?
Sure, let's scan it. I was kind of looking at you for questions, so you're up.
I'm actually not even licensed yet. I'm waiting on the state to get my license.
So you legally can't do
I can't do really things, but I've been attending training. I've been mentored by Amber Burke.
Oh, she's wonderful.
I know. And so I may go do a with her, just like tag along.
Okay.
But
the thing about Amber Burke is she has the same hair color and style and build as my wife.
Oh.
And then one time we're in a dress that my wife owns, and I was like, Rosalind doing her hair? So there's that.
Okay.
I didn't hug her or anything. I ran a couple checks and went, not my wife.
Well, good thing.
Yeah.
It'd be awkward if you saw her in the hall later.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're apprenticing under Amber. That's awesome. I can think of no one better. Aaron, we already talked a bit, so I'm with you if that's okay. Because do we all learn?
I'm so offended.
Okay, cool. Then we'll just jump right over to Leilani. Tell me about you.
So I got my license. And I just activated 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
So yeah,
just barely making that 90-day bed, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah. But trying to learn everything, get all set up. So yeah.
Awesome.
But Cavan, they don't know about me. You know about me.
What? Oh, okay. Go ahead and introduce yourself again, Aaron.
I have my license already. I've been a right-of-way agent for over 20 years. I've had my license job for over 10 years. It's going on. But I've had a different kind of real estate. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I told him.
Cavan. Wow, what was that?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear.
How long you've been licensed? Kind of your deal is. Give me the Cavan story.
Yeah, so I've been licensed for about maybe 2.5 months. So still trying to get into it. But I enjoy real estate, and it was like a huge turn because I never knew what real estate was until I decided to do it. And I'm friends with Leilani and then her husband McKay, and then they helped me get into the real estate as well, the real estate world. And yeah, I'm just trying to make a living off of it in real estate.
Cool, very cool. And Paige from you, are you around?
Yeah, so I got my license in June, and then my husband's also on the team, so we're just kind of doing it together. He got it a few months before me, so yeah.
What team's your husband on?
Just the PC team.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about lead gen. First, I want to see if you guys have any questions or anything about like goals or anything you had up to this point, any concerns you have that we can address. And then I want to jump in. We all feel okay. One thing that's really important to me is that you always feel supported and like you know what you're doing. And we're going to get to one thing, like when we talk about time blocks today, I think it was very poorly explained to me when I was at Ignite. So I'm going to do a better job for you. Yeah, you can learn from that. So when I say lead generation, tell me what you're thinking about. Tell me, I mean, I know you know what leads are. I know you know some leads and how to generate them. Let's talk. Tell me what you're thinking about lead gen.
Hear that, I think of like cold calling.
Cold calling.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Okay.
Although I know that's not right?
No, exactly correct. That is a type of lead generation.
I'd say door knocking.
Okay, all right. Other thoughts? Cool. You guys in for a real treat, because it is so nicer than cold calling and door knocking. So, broadly speaking, there are two types of lead generation. There's marketing. This board is so shaky. Marketing, I'm pressing against it all my weight so it stops shaking. Okay. Very simply put, prospecting is working people one at a time. This is when you're talking to a large number of people at the same time. Okay, we're going to tell you, and I tell you, that your business, this phase in your career is prospecting based and marketing enhanced. And the material for this class specifically told me to tell you that. When you read the Millionaire Real Agent, you'll notice it says the exact answer to that. Please ignore it. I don't know if it's a typo. I don't know if he changed his mind. But prospecting generally doesn't cost me. Marketing almost always does. Right now, one of Williams' laws is with revenue, and so don't spend money that you haven't made. If that makes sense. You've all already spent $2,000 to get your license. Make at least $2,000 before you start marketing. Cool. However, there are free methods of marketing. We all on social media. Okay, we're going to talk about social media. Have you been introduced to Command? Do you know what it is? Okay, so it is great, and I like it a lot. Even though I made that face right after bringing it up. But Command is a what's called a CRM, customer relationship manager. Maybe, I don't know what CRM stands for. And something that is very, very important about prospecting marketing is that document. This is really unnatural and it feels weird, but every time you talk to someone about real estate or maybe somebody about anything, write it down. Because as you get into being a realtor, you're going to have relationships with hundreds, maybe thousands of people. You're not going to remember every comment with everyone. And so you have ways to artificially look like you remember your conversations with them. And documentation helps with that so that you're doing the right things in the right order. Okay. I like Command a lot, and also if you just do a spreadsheet on Google Docs, we can talk about that more later. I want to get into actually the philosophies behind it. So the two things that do you have any questions at this point? I'm just sort of blasting your information right now. Okay. You're passionate about the subject. Okay. How emotional I get in all these. Oh, actually, sorry. Let's talk about actual activities you can do with these. So we did cold calling. We did door knocks. You see me white knuckle leaning into this stupid board.
SOI.
SOI. Tell me what you mean by SOI.
Sphere influence. Sphere influence.
SOI is good, and we're going back to that. So it's something we want to figure out. It's not an activity; it's a target, and we're going to talk about targeting. So what are others you can talk to people one-on-one?
Like openness? Is that kind of where you're going?
Sure. I'm not actually trying to go anywhere. I would call that marketing because you're trying to get multiple there at once.
Oh.
However, in the open house, you're going to come in and you're going to tell them one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And we call that face-to-face. Doors also kind of face-to-face. So there's a little overlap there. Don't worry about it. Wait for it. There's some little pop by. Peter Morple's a big fan of this. This is where we got a little gift. Especially this stage in your career, don't make cost more than like $1 per unit. You go buy okay. Here's a literal Popeye script I've used. That's hilarious. Go to Costco, get $15 thing of unpopped packets. get out one family member that they have, or each adult family member, your call, and go, just thought I'd pop by. It's a dumb joke they'll give because they feel kind of bad for you. And then just say, hey, how's everything going? Just be on their doorstep for more than 5 minutes. I'd say 2 is a good target. Just talk to them. Hey, I was thinking of you. Here's some popcorn. Have a good day. I'm reading it now called the 21 and a half Unbreakable Laws of Sales. And one thing he talks about is you need to have people want to come to you rather than using them, if that makes sense. And so the other law I want to teach you from Keller Williams, and this is very important in all prospecting, come from contribution. Every time you contact someone, you need to make their life somehow better. If you're doing that in the real estate context, you have a lot of tools at your command. You give them information about the market. You can I give them like, hey, a tip on staging your home, or just every time you contact someone, you are giving them something. Usually information. But then is giving them popcorn. Nailed. Okay, so any other thoughts on ways you can have good conversations with people one-on-one? I want to make sure you all leave rules to do great prospects. What we're going for here. That's going to come from your creativity.
I think just going in public, store, post office, meet people, also
What was the last?
clubs, like
What?
different organizations.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So I'm going to call that communities.
Yeah, so
I think you were thinking of the other type of clubs.
So I'm a member of a club, and that's a good way to meet people and tell them what I do. And
Yeah, that's a good general rule. This is kind of across our board, Marco. In any community, so you probably have hobbies. Is that a safe bet?
Yeah.
So find people with similar values as you. They actually talk about this in this too. Like that could be a special interest group, like maybe a political action committee, or people who really enjoy weeding or whatever you're into, and then become the valuable member of that group, the person who's always helping, who's always contributing, that people want to talk to. This is fantastic. Let's talk about marketing. I want to have at least five tools that you can talk to multiple people at once. So open houses. This is open houses are prospecting and marketing, because you're going to the internet and you're going to go be like door knock or whatever to come to open houses. Although we're not talking about open houses today. Someone better than me is going to talk to you about open houses at some point, and it's going to be fantastic because they're not me. I'm not good at open houses. And I desire to get good at them, so I don't do them. So there are ways you can talk to many people at once.
I don't know. This is from I've seen like realtors they put up their like fences and stuff.
Okay, that's actually really fun. That's a fun idea. Absolutely marketing. One thing I did for a while when I started is I signed up for my own house. Because the homeowner let me. He was kind of a jerk, but he let me. And so people would call me. I don't. I don't think I was being unethical. I think it was being a little misleading. And mostly what happens, my neighbors would talk, selling your house? But hey, that's nation, baby. So I can neither endorse nor condemn that behavior. But if you have a sign and you have a yard.
I know a guy, and this might have worked in this changing market. He put on little seminars in the evening. This was regarding this topic.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
A real estate seminar about the changing market of real estate.
So I'm a blanket term over that called events. It sounds like you've all been here long enough to hear about. Have we started talking Halloween yet? So twice a year, Keller Williams is an event for you. It does cost you to bring people there, but not as much as otherwise would. So in the summer, we do Keller Splash, where we rent out Splash Summit. And your clients come there, it costs you $10 a head or something. And your clients come there and they love you and it's great. And then the second one we do is Halloween, which I don't understand why it's so popular. I think it's the most boring in the world. But we rent out a pumpkin patch, and then for something $5 a head, your clients can come and look at pumpkins. But it's always, my clients love it. I don't understand. It's boring.
You think I could?
I guess, yeah. And I brought my kid there. They have a thing. There's like a thing full of corn. And I sat my kid on it and took a picture. That's my kid on corn. I did it. I don't get it. Clients love it, and that's what's important. And I just sit there being kind of bored for an evening. And yeah, what fun! I'm so glad you did this. But then you're also talking about seminars, which is for the comfort contribution that you can put on first-time home buyer clinics. Angie Fisher has good with those. Do market updates of more than like once a quarter. That's a great. Never tried that. I don't know if it's going to come to a market update, but like maybe, and if they do, that's the people in conversations with. Yeah.
So I talked about like events. So for instance, like for us who really have any clients.
Yeah.
We just invite any like whoever we think would want to come, or how do what would you do if you were in our shoes? Would you
come back to that when we talk about targeting, because that was the right question to ask.
Okay.
And we're going to cover that in sort of a blanket segment, if that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's a very smart question to have. So events. Oh yeah, this is we're bringing up this where I think no one said it again. So, I'm of the opinion that social media is the most powerful tool you have access to. For free, you can message in front of hundreds of people. Realtors decades ago would have killed that ability, and you have, so don't squander it. So actually, let's talk about 5x5, and we're gonna talk about 5x5 because you need to be doing this. So, do we all have social media accounts? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know Aaron does because we talked about it there. So the 5x5 means 5 times a week you are posting something on social media. Chances are you're already doing this. Doesn't matter. So 4 of those should be about how you are a human being. You can talk about your family. You can talk about your dreams. About what you're doing for fun. They can do real estate, but they shouldn't. If you've been, I shouldn't say they shouldn't. It should not be the focal point of them. Do we all have the essential oils on our timeline, and heck, the other realtors where it's like, I'm so psyched about basil oil. Yeah, and you're like, I'm fun. Because it's just so tiring. Don't be that person. That's make sure that your message does not get there.
They're like pitchmen.
Yeah.
They're annoying.
Yeah. And realtors do this all the time. Only people who care about that are realtors. And they're the least likely to be your client. We'll get to them in a second. So 4 of those should just be I am a human. One of those should mention real estate. And that I was on a showing today. Someone at the brokerage today was telling me they thought we're actually in a seller's market. And I'm like, you idiot, or whatever. Whatever personality is still be human, but make sure that real estate does make it into there. I used to be amazing at this, and I got thousands of leads off of it, millions. The answer is probably dozens. And then I stopped doing it for a year because I just thought I was the bomb, and maybe my leads started drying up. So I've tried both sides of this. Every day you should like or comment on 5 people's posts, and that should be people who might buy from you. Okay, so if you comment on Walmart's post about a giveaway, that's not helping anything. But your family members, your friends, people who would theoretically buy from you later on. With that, let's talk about targeting. You can talk about marketing, but I think honestly, if you're by 5, you're doing a good job of your marketing. Am I good at this?
Yeah.
Okay. I should also say, do we have any other before we go into marketing?
Is it 5 rule, or is it just 2?
Well, yesterday at
Josh.
I was trying to think of the name of the shift.
He he talked about this.
Yeah.
That man's a genius.
So 5, he said, 5 posts, 5 DMs, meaning like comment on like an Instagram story to DM because it goes straight to their inbox. And then 5 likes or comments on
That is far
people's
better than
posts.
what I just taught. That's
And not so much likes because nobody cares if you like their post. Really. So 5 comments are like public. Does that make sense?
You should like can comment though. Just say something first.
Well, yeah.
Also, if you don't like it, you're racializing them. Come on, guys. Don't racialize them. You just decided, what if we got rid of all of them now? Excuse me. Okay. So let's talk about targeting. When we say SOI, the sphere of influence, talking about or am I introducing that?
I know.
Okay. So at some point, maybe today, if you haven't done this yet, you should literally write down every single person you can think on a list. Do this in command, you're doing great. If you want a Google spreadsheet, you're doing great. But every single person and their contact information, if you have it. And that's not a joke. That's not hyperbole. We have every single person you know. Once you've done that, rank. So A grade are probably your mom, probably. But it's who like you, want you to succeed, and are going to hire you. It's just a fathomable thing they would hire someone else. So we're going to call these your allies. They will represent you, will market for you. They want to. So most of our moms. So your B clients are people who would probably work with you if you convince them to do it. So would height with right circumstances. This is, so these are people who know you, don't dislike you, if that makes sense. And C's are people who don't know you. And even though you have their name on a list, this could be someone you interacted with once and you called them, they'd be like, oh yeah, Leilani. Okay. That's C's. So, and then D's are they don't like you, they would never hire you. This is okay. Almost certain the only people actually in this group are active realtors, because obviously they'll never hire you. Don't be too quick to assume someone doesn't like you. If the idea of calling, so like, oh, I don't want to talk to him, he's the worst person. That's probably it. Because there was a blanket rule I meant to give at the top of this class. You ready? And write in giants. The best prospecting from your view is prospecting your dude. And so if you tell yourself I'm gonna call 200 people and then you don't want to do it, so you get on Facebook and go, well, that was prospecting. That's really good handwriting. That was you, Aaron. If you won't do it, don't pretend you're going to do it. That's how I got to that open houses. I hate them. I do them badly, uninspiring, and I feed this engine of, well, open houses don't work. But great success with open houses. Similarly, like door knocking. I had fun doing it. And so I'm finding going door knocking. A lot of agents are horrified. And so the best prospecting you will do. Boom. I haven't looked at my notes. My notes is why I probably gobbledygook. So we've written down a list of every single person we know, and we've ranked them. Another fact is, what if they don't live in Utah? Nobody's asked that question yet, but one of them was thinking. I would downgrade people in Utah by that. And so if somebody loves you and definitely would hire you, then, but they live in Tennessee or whatever, there are people. Because you still work from you, and then because they're gonna know someone in Utah, they themselves might use Utah. You know, don't throw away the connection. Or you can hook them up with a real thing in Tennessee, and then get a little referral fee from that. So most of your effort should be right here. When you're prospecting and marketing, these are your targets because these are the people who actually live in the. And then the rest of your prospecting should be able to move up and look, see the rates. I would do like prospecting should be A and B, 20% should be C.
That's 80%.
That's literally why I did 80-20. Nailed it.
I've heard it before.
Have you guys done CrossFit? I know you talked about doing marketing. Okay. So we're gonna, okay. My main goal then for the rest of today, how long we got 20 minutes, is I want to make sure you get specific, actionable points to be prospecting. Because a lot of new agents are rightly scared of it. It is scary, and I never actually stopped being a little bit. But you can do it, will do it, you will do it. The first prospecting call is and I recommend that strategy highly because your mom doesn't care what you say. She's like, oh, great, sweetie, good job. And then you can call her. Not excuse me. Let's see what it's great. Oh my goodness, I did skip something. Okay, so we've tiered our clients. We've ranked our clients. And I want to be clear, this is their value as human beings. They're not a good person. Okay, cool. All right. I'm really okay. We're also now going to tier quality. Then we're going to talk time blocking, and then we're going to do practice and get you guys back moving. Okay, so there is, I think it's always presented as a pyramid. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think the pyramid structure contributes so much as type of contact you can have with somebody in person, face to face. What we're doing now is so adorable. Because you never use this as marketing because I'm talking to people right now, not saying words. What Aaron and I did there upstairs was a project. Because now he's like, yeah, I want to have Cavan sounds. But I was wasting my time because Aaron's a B-level contact. He's a real guy. I expect you to use voice to voice. This is something, I'm a millennial. And according to all the humor I've seen, I have my phone. And that's really correct. And even though I'm a salesman, I hate picking up like unidentified numbers. And so he's gonna text me. However, they looked at this, even if you're a millennial, voice to voice is gonna be more impactful than text. If you're horrified at the idea of calling your friends during work hours, then don't do it. Do something else. If you're not horrified by that, have a voice conversation. Because, say it with me, the best prospect will do is the prospecting you'll do. And so you're sitting there saying, I don't want to talk to my friends, and that's your hour and a half. Yeah, I love that phrase. I'll talk to my friends. That's a waste of time. So my argument that all forms of contact fall into these categories. And I split these up because another thing that has been studied is that handwritten notes are more impactful than electronically written notes.
When you say text, you mean text on the text. Writing text.
Well,
Sending a
sure,
text.
although maybe words, because an email to one person.
You're talking about email. Okay.
Yeah, and so in person, really impactful, then person voice, then written words, then personal words, and then mass communication.
So with handwritten words, you send them a little note.
Yeah.
Like snail mail. And personal text, or do you mean like personal email to them? Is that
Or
what
text
you're
or
saying?
whatever.
Okay.
And one thing I want to do to kickstart this, well, first, actually, sorry, I'm blazing crazy, guys. Do you have any questions about this? Okay. Are you starting to formulate a plan now that you've ranked your contacts and you've ranked the level of communication? Do you have one in your mind how you're going to execute? Because if not, then we need to be sure that we get that taken care of. Okay, and we're gonna for 11:30, 11:30. Before 11:30, you are all gonna have specific actionable prompts. We got you there. Jason and Paige are still here. I have no idea. We'll see. But sure, those two, we'll see. Whatever, 3 on the ground. Great. Okay. Do you guys get those Facebook messages? Is someone took the book or heavens, they want to sell your house, and then do one-on-one Facebook message that quite obviously was copy and pasted of 100 people? I find mildly insulting, don't you? So just be clear, because you're gonna, contact people for the purpose of contacting them. People can smell that crap. Don't copy messages to anyone unless you absolutely. For like invitation pay, but it's far better you actually write out a personal message to each person. There are exceptions to this rule, but I think you can actually damage relationships, communication. So be careful.
It's like a letter, and you just send it to everyone, like say announcing, like, hey, like I just joined real estate.
Yeah.
Like that's like
So
that's not.
I'm insulting. Okay, let me dig into this because that is a fair question. I think what's insulting to me is I actually just got one of these 2 days publishing the book. It's like, Cavan, we haven't talked for a long time. Anyway, my book, go here to Amazon to buy it. And he quite obviously wanted something from me, and that was the only reason for reaching out. If you send a mail letter, that's not a bad idea, but I would still recommend a written note. That way they know you spent a minute on it, rather than, 3/4 of a second. And then it's like, hey, Shauna, I'm a realtor now, and I wanted to let you know that. Good time you or whatever, but just don't make it fake. Be real. Be transparent. Trying to think there's a better way to do that. Because when I did it, I sent out those notes. Bad. And I don't know why that doesn't break my message. I think handwritten actually does help quite a bit. Because it's literally impossible to mass communicate handwritten notes. Well, actually not for the robots that do it, but use the robots.
Okay.
Or maybe you don't know how effective they are. But if they smell you, it's gonna be it might just so. Also, you guys can't afford robots, you need it.
Right. So like say you have like, I don't know, 100 or 200 on your list, you're saying more effective if I handwrite it, letting each one of them know that, like those A and B people, letting them know I've started a new thing.
This is the right question. Erase this.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant question. Because when I first started, I had similar to how product presentation did happen, not quite the same. But she was coaching me, and I was talking about how I enjoyed the door-to-door, I hated making phone calls. She's like, well, it takes you like 2 walks to the door, another minute from the door, and whereas a phone call, you can 3 phone calls that time. So it's like make calls. It's a numbers game. I vehemently oppose anyone who says it's a number. They're going to say a lot here. So you'll know who these are. when you're treating it as a numbers game, the people you're talking to know you are treating it as a numbers game. And so, yes, send out 10,000 texts, you will get a 1% response rate. I hate that. I think that makes the world a worse place. And so I would much rather you have 5 heartfelt conversations than 50 numbers conversations. That said, there are people here who have made digits playing the numbers game. So I can't pretend it doesn't work. I just hate it. So it has to be a job on your end. If you want to, because you're right, 200 handwritten notes, that's a capital writer's framework. Yeah, but there's another strategy I do want to propose to you. Every day, for the rest of your life, 2 notes a day. And this can be, hey, I'm going to be I'm a realtor. But what I think would be far more powerful is if you write 2 gratitude notes a day, where you think about someone who's improved your life, and you just a handwritten note saying, hey, thank you. And this can be as deep or as casual as you want. But frankly, I've been doing this for a while. Some days I can't think of anyone, and so I literally send people. I drew a fish, because that's my personality. They understand me. And they're like, okay, Cavan sent me a picture of a fish. Why not?
So when you say write 2 notes a day, okay. Are you talking about card or letter?
For me,
email or text?
So any of those are good answers.
Okay.
And if you're not willing to $1 a day on postage, which is fair, then you're the top you use a personal email. Because if you got an email from somebody you got saying, hey, it made a huge difference to me the other day when you did X, that's still awesome. That's an awesome email. I like the handwritten notes for the cost. So
Yeah.
Again, it has to be a judgment call for doing business.
So I kind of distinguish between handwritten and the email or text. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's. I think I've made a mistake here. I want to imply that mass communication is bad. I think sometimes it is, but also sometimes it's necessary. None of those things are inherent wrong types of communication. There's different levels of fact. So while I do think it's better to have 5 in-person conversations than 100 phone calls, I perfectly reasonable argument that they're true. So in the end, it will be a judgment that you make.
Yeah, I would lean to your approach. I'm not trying to curry favor with you.
But I can't help or hurt you in any way. So I'll turn you away.
I like the what is my approach to people is the warm, old fashioned eyeball.
Yeah.
Talking, and a hand note is right for the right people. And some people don't appreciate it. Half my family don't have email. I know some underpath. They know what email is or text is. I mean, mother gets older up to it. But that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Grandma is basically she'd appreciate it. No.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? And so you maybe there's someone who immediately throws them in garbage. That's not that unrealistic to think that.
And some people never answer their phone.
And so you know what's going to someone is just horrifically germophobic and doesn't want you to visit their house. And for that person, obviously a phone call is better.
Yeah. And then you have farmers, farmer take, they never answer. You may as well just go out in their tractor because that's what they're doing during harvesting or planting season.
Yeah.
Or cutting season.
Nice. All right. So what I want you all to do when we do our first real play is I want you to take 3 minutes and I want you to write down a list of 5 people who have made your life better. You have 10:30 go.
People are potential
Don't restrict yourself in any way yet. We're not doing that quite. So really one is fine. It just has to be someone sincerely believes in improve your life. Someone's branding to you, we'll go ahead. Understand. Come on, that's good. our I'm back, baby.
You said a little more.
We were contacts A through D. We didn't number a list or whatever. We had face to face, voice to voice, handwritten note, mass communication. So the best kind of communication is A1. Does that make sense? Like A2, A3, A4 are all great. A5, careful. And so you to be good to these people, but there is diminishing returns. If you send your mother a gratitude message every day, sure she will buy a house, but no one else. And so that's why I think you said an interval. It means once a quarter. For people better, it means once a month. And I actually think once a month is kind of excessive. But when you're doing your prospecting, you're gonna make 10 contacts or there's an hour contact. We'll talk about it in a second. It doesn't count to send a message to someone that you sent a message to yesterday, right? Unless it's follow up. So that's why you're going to have a spreadsheet. Command can do everything I put here. I'm actually slowly converted back to spreadsheets. Just kind of loading to this company. It's fantastic. And we're super excited about technology for about 3 months, and then we take it behind the shed and shoot it. I think Command's going to be taken behind the shed and shot away. So yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just feel like I've seen this cycle so many times since coming here. It's like, guys, the E-Edge is just the best. It's going to change your careers. Yeah, don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
And then a month later, they're like, E-Edge is trash. This is now the good thing. And I don't know. I feel like Command's numbers coming up. It is really good. I genuinely like it. I just don't trust one. Whatever database you use, it can be Google, be it want to pay $300 a month or whatever. This information you have, except people who rank. If you're not comfortable ranking, well, fine. This is going to save you a lot of time, but I get some people who want to do it. So the name, the phone number, the email, and address. Aaron is at 1111 Street.
That's right.
One there. Yeah. And importantly, you need to know the last time you contacted them. And then I would put the topic of the contact. And so
is this command?
Command can do this. Yeah.
And it's the formatting command.
No. It won't be formatted exactly like this. If I did it on a Google spreadsheet, which I do, this is how it is. Command can do anything I'm describing here and more. This is what I'd say the bare minimum.
So can Google transfer into Command, or you have to re-input everything into Command?
Talk to Alex Lott.
Okay. Question 2. You have the topics you said ignite. Do you get a little more detailed, like bullet points, or like for instance?
Yeah.
I send all things to my friend list. So I have her there, and I have like gratitude, and then like maybe would I put like a couple of bullet points so like I don't repeat myself. So like for instance,
this is wonderful. This is wonderful. So judgment call.
Okay.
So for example, first of all, this can look kind of gross that you just send someone a text and you're like on 12, I sent her gratitude text. I find that feels icky. When you are seeing 2 a day, you need to remember who you sent it to.
Yeah, no, I don't think it feels icky at all.
Okay, good. Okay, that's the first thing. Then the second thing is what you put here is basically to expand the size of your brain. So if we talked 3 months ago and you told me that, oh, I hope this isn't, but a family member has cancer or something. And then I call them in 3 months and say like, how's it going, Janet? Whoa! It's like, whoa, careful.
Gotcha.
Right. And so, for example, I used Aaron as my subject here. Right. That's not an emotionally charged about this. I just need to know that I thought of it.
So if I do a Google spreadsheet and then decide I want to
use 0 really. I don't know if you like me or not.
and then so in my topic thing, I have like notes and stuff. That will all transfer to Command if in fact I need to use Command.
Maybe not.
Or do I just, I know it's a tech question, but, or would you suggest just the world according to Cavan, that I go with Google spreadsheet? What do you think?
Oh, that's a tough thing. Oh, if you were me running my business, I would go with Google spreadsheet. Although I do use a CRM. I use RealMax, which is for commercial agents, because it tracks a stupid amount of data for each person. In commercial, everyone's connected to multiple things, and everybody's incestuous with somebody else. But that's because I don't know how that data into a spreadsheet. With Command, I loved it. I used it for my business. I'm just worried that it's going to die. So
Okay.
in your position, yeah, I'd use Command.
Okay.
Keep one eye on. If I need to move over the weekend, I know how to do it.
And so on the flip side, would all of the stuff in Command would transfer to a Google
Yes, Command would do
spreadsheet?
that.
Okay. Okay, that's all I need.
Do you primarily use Google now?
Yeah, so my situation is really wacky. For commercial stuff, I do RealMax. And then for residential stuff, what I do is I use leads, then I sell them to markets, or at least I'm transitioning into that. And so for that, I use a spreadsheet. Because basically, I don't contact leads really anymore, because that doesn't interest me. It's not in my A's and B's, and that's kind of what I'm referral company I sell to more. That's not how you should run your business. You should be contacting your city. Don't worry about your leads. Any other questions? Also, to be a bare minimum of information. Much information you find useful here. Don't forget last time you contacted.
By the way, I'm sorry. Are we in a team like us? Are we under Riley's Riley's team
I
right
don't
now?
know 100% understand how that works.
I'm not sure if I have
So
a team
yes,
or.
you are on a team in the sense that you're on coaching and coaching. Not like you graduate from this team, is my understanding.
So we'll probably graduate from being a new agent to a team, some kind of team.
To be honest, that's a right. I don't want to do that information.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure how this works. I
Sorry.
show up and teach classes once in a while. Yeah. Any questions on this? Okay. So what literally the first of the quarter. So it's October 1st, everyone's back on the table. And when you check your last contact, if this is a number lower than 9 or heaven this is the previous year, then they're free to contact, go for it. And what you'll probably is what I do is you'll contact all your fit people at the top of the board. The people who are easy to talk to, like your mom. And as the quarter goes on and you stop in contact, you're like, oh yeah, I'm a mechanic, rude to me once. Yeah, all right, he's the one. Good job. But yeah, that's lead gen, guys. You bring them. Oh, wait. Someone asked a question. You were asking about. Okay. So the most hard stuff off. Do you know the Ford acronym?
Yes.
Okay. This is a really good one. You're not necessarily giving them information. What the contribution you're getting is you're showing interest in their life, and everyone likes that. So it's real quick, occupation, recreation. You all good on that? So ask about family, occupation, recreation, like what they like to do, and then what their aspirations are. People love talking about that is contribution. And so, for example, if I were to call their mommy, and I was like, I got self-conscious about it. It is my mommy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, how's Brandon funeral? She's like, please stop calling me about this. Like, that was a good call. And so I put 4, just to know that I just talked to her about stuff. Yeah. And then she's I'm wasting this prospect. This is not good prospect. Then I call Brandon himself. Like, can I sell you a house? Please, how did you get this number? For that, I put his number on 15. I don't think you should ask that question. Okay. But then you'll also have other categories like I call icebreaker. There are those people who there's no reason I haven't talked to them for 2 years, but I just haven't. And so I'll just connect with them like, hey, about you do not have referrals during an icebreaker. Do not. That will torpedo relationship. You're just kind of. So Yeah, and then you might come up with your own categories, and maybe call them essential or individual oils.
So that's what you would topic.
Yeah. And then if they mention something emotionally charged that I should probably not forget about, then I'll put he got married or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just a way to force your memory to a computer so that you can keep a relationship with 1,000 instead of the 150 database program. Let's see. That's kind of it. So to develop specific prospecting. Oh, wait. Time blocking. This is the thing I was explaining badly to. I know I sound like a rabbit with a sheep because I am one. I got to turn into a human for just one day. Really enjoying it, guys.
I'm glad you spent it with us.
Yeah. I decided to spend my one day as a human. 3 hours. Have you heard time block 3 hours a day? Or is this the car I get to introduce?
I've heard it was actually 1.5 to 2 or something.
Okay. Time blocking is immensely powerful, but you do it correctly. So what they taught me is 4 hours a day you should be prospecting. That is 100% true. But what I want to make sure you're not hearing is at 9 a.m. you pick up blah until noon where you hang. That is insane. I do not know a single agent of that. What actually happens is you spend half hour doing prep, right? Who am I going to call today? What am I going to talk about? Whose doors am I going to knock? At this point, I would also set goals. And if you're me, you want to gamify it. If I can get 10 conversations, I get a banana split, whatever. That helps me immensely. Not everyone's that way, but that helps me. Okay, then you go 3 minutes executing your plan. And then you're going to spend the last hour doing follow-up. So during this period, you are likely generating, or people like, oh yeah, my cousin, Say, awesome. Let me talk to your cousin. You do a warm handoff, which I'll teach you about in a second. And then for the last hour, either following up with the leads that you have, or as you have clients, make sure family needs. Like this is where you make the commitments you have made. If you made no commitments because you have no clients, then you can prospect. And this is basically your job, guys. Yeah, because every realtor job is to be a realtor and to generate for a realtor. And this is enormously important. You should protect them religiously. They're going to talk about how you should do it at 9, and they're going to tell Williams is going to set up all the classes at 9:30, team meeting at 11, trainings at 11 often. So clearly we say one thing and set you up for another. But as long as this is happening, it doesn't be contiguous hours, but it needs to happen. Some people find it more motivated. Instead of spending 90 minutes, go until I make 9 calls or hits or whatever. That's okay. Just make sure that you're pushing yourself, because this goal should take you about 90 minutes. Sounds. What I do is conversations, 90 minutes. That should not be that hard. Peter calling me right now. Oh, you better answer that. Do you want to come in? Okay. That's so odd. Okay. Thanks, Jason. I love you. Does anyone have any objections to this? This is enormously difficult. It's easy to write this on a whiteboard. Extremely hard to implement this in your life. You all use Google Calendar or a calendar. Okay. So right now, go pull Monday and budget a 3-hour block, and then set that to repeat daily. Or if it's helpful, I can actually do a 30 minute minutes. That way, if I have to shuffle around, it's easier.
I don't even know how to do that.
Do you use your phone calendar?
Well, the Williams calendar on the computer, I'm not sure how to do.
I don't want you to use calendar you're not going to use. That's a way. But if you note yourself when you get back to your calendar, set that up.
Oh, okay. I already have it filled up. time block in it for this week anyway.
Right?
So. Because prospecting, you heard a listing appointment.
No. So you could argue it's part of this, I'm not too sure. I would actually put that outside of that.
Oh, okay.
Prospecting and marketing is stuff you do to bring more business. And a listing appointment, you want that business.
Oh, okay.
That said, that tickles your willies. It's not doing that much damage to you. If you're reasoning mission prospecting because you have self-appointments, I guess it's okay to have.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't we have like for instance, we have a night every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right?
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm like, so you try to get myself here by 9:30 and do everything before I know what I'm saying, because I'm
Yeah.
still home.
If you 3 hours, do two. You can't do one.
So, but I'm saying like, to block out my time, it'd be like 30 minutes from like 8:30 to 9, and then jump in my car and come here and there, and then it's okay to like break it all up, right?
Of course,
As long as
yes,
it's
of
on my
course.
calendar.
Yeah.
Because I live and die by the calendar.
That's
Another
awesome. That's a great
quick
skill.
question. Everything I noticed at KW is with the Google calendar, and I use my own calendar. A way to train that, because I've just been like, look at the Google
I
calendar.
think both of those
Maybe it's
things
not a
make a
question
point
for
of
you.
not being nice to each other.
Okay,
And
okay.
so I don't think there is.
So then I just type it all, everything. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I find my teenagers using this calendar and I don't want to change it.
Oh,
Now that you know.
The Mortal team's all high up on iPhones and iPads, and this is a Google Pixel file.
Oh,
The war will never.
okay.
They're both from phones. They're both fine.
I get my calendar on my Gmail on my desk, but on my phone, I don't see my calendar. I look for it, but it didn't come up.
I can help you with that. If you just, yeah, I'm not doing class, but if you guys ever need help with anything, I was very lonely and feel somewhat abandoned when I was a new agent. I want you guys to feel that way. And so I'm upstairs in the Fishbowl office on the south side. I'm not always here, but I try to be. And then also don't leave without my number. I'm gonna write it on the board actually. I'm gonna text me your names. So this is my number. I'm gonna read 911. Hilarious Joe. And this is my actual number. Okay, everyone right now, just text me your full name. I'm so upset there's a stain on it. I really like this one. And I don't, it looks inky.
Okay, here's one.
What? Madness.
Oh, take it out.
Hairspray.
Oh,
Yeah.
Helps. HELPS.
maybe-
Oh, actually, I don't like my whole report. I should not be expected to remember my terrible.
You're not happy with your name?
It's just very hard to spell. One time, so this is an Irish version, and I once did a commercial. You're a gay profession, says everything. I did a consultation over the Celtic one. And I did that thing, it's like, my name's Cavan. So I kind of spelled Cavan, and I nearly posed on the spot. She was in her mid-70s, I was already married.
Yeah.
But my goodness. I am not.
I like your last name. You could do it right away.
Nobody recognizes it as a name, they just think I'm here to help. My address is not Aaron.
Well, what is it?
It's actually Cavan Helps at Gmail. Weirdly, I managed to get that email address. I know. I had to rush, but I got it. Okay. That's it, Jen. what's going to happen is at the end of each Ignite session, at least in theory, your teacher going to write time to prospect. And it's important to me that you have, you know, who you're gonna contact, whatever, and what to say to them. Have given you ideas that will make you able to do that? Do we need to jump in more?
No, I think for me, you've been clear.
Okay.
But, okay, let me ask you.
Yeah.
I can't do any of that until I get my license, right?
Correct.
Okay, so.
So do nothing.
So
do nothing.
I'm gonna do
Oh,
nothing.
time
I'm
block
just
from
gonna
your
write,
phone.
I'm just gonna write it down.
So I want to ask Molly. There are come right up to the line things you can do. I would not dare endorse them.
Yeah.
But be like, by the way, I'm gonna get my license. So like, do not do a single thing on my advice. You talk to Deandle and or Molly first, and I'll tell you what if anything.
Molly and I talked about it today. It's been about a week. I sent all my stuff in.
Yeah.
And she's gonna check on it for me.
Great.
So obsessively.
Did you finish the test?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're on the cusp.
Yeah, I'm like really close.
Okay, time block.
All right, time block.
Guys, I'm going to talk about making videos. You should make videos and put it on social media. I think your entire class about this meeting. It is weird. Get over it.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not photogenic at all. I'm like, don't know how I'm talking to people. I see myself in pictures on the screen. I hate it.
I respect that.
And so I'm always like, I don't know. I just don't like, that's for me, that's a big hurdle.
That's
I get that.
comfort zone.
You just, exposure therapy. Just do it. Just be strong.
Okay.
Unless you won't do it, then don't do it. But videos are extremely powerful. You talk about a real estate topic, like you can talk about, I wouldn't talk about lead generation. When you learn about like market analysis or buyer consultation, just do a buyer consultation on video and then put it on your Facebook. Yeah. I've found it to be really powerful. If you're up to 10 people, more people are going to your videos. I'm not, but I'm very smart. So we sevens, we can get ours.
Well, I look at myself on, just like early, but only to do it.
You get a ring light, it makes you like 3 degrees hotter than you already are.
Good to know.
Yeah.
What
Ring
lights?
lights, it's like free makeup. It lights you beautifully. It's not free about ring lights, but it does literally make you hotter. That was intentional.
Ring lights, little.
It's a ring. Number goes in the middle. You guys are gonna have a whole lesson about social media, so I don't want to waste too much of your time today. Cool, man. That was very. Do we have any questions or concerns? Have we all texted me our name? Okay. Before we forget. I know 2 of you.
Let's not bring up any. Increase my
Once you get to like 70 to 100, it gets really fast. Good shot.
I'm not a big.
Like since I've gotten into sales, you literally get about 100 texts.
Wow.
I'm very text-based in prospecting because I hate voice noise. I love in person, I hate voice noise.
What made you change from residential to commercial? Was that always your plan? Or
I've had a crush on commercial for a long time. And when it started turning, I had focused a lot of my business with first buyers, which is fine. You can still business on that. But they are getting slammed the hardest by the economy. And so my attrition went way up eventually. And I had a bunch of money just sitting there. I was like, why don't I just actually give myself 2 years salary that I'm going to make commercial work or I'm going to fail. But I gave myself an end point. And if I hit this point without making it done.
Mm-hmm.
And so my end.
Did you get my?
Let's see.
And do you find commercial is harder than residential?
That it's different. It's a different challenge. It's much more data driven. I didn't.
I understand.
And so it's like if you're analytical, you have to have a much higher level mastery of the market for it to work. You can't boast on your personality the way you can. Which to be fair is a lot of ways. Like, I'm really nice. Don't you want to hire me? They're like, what kind of offers should we make? Like, I don't know.
What do you think?
What do you think? You're paying me $30,000 just right where you tell me. Yeah. So I don't know. I like the data analysis aspect. So that,
And how long have you been doing it? You said it for
like 3 months.
Oh, okay.
And that's they've got an 8-week that I've been doing for like 2 months. So I'm coming up on the end here. I'm doing my own Ignite. It's called Nucleus.
Mm.
It's intense. I love it.
That's through KW.
Yeah. Super spendy. If you're super introverted, do it. Otherwise, guys, build up a nice friendly base and come on over. Because you won't see pitches for a while, and it's expensive just to start.
Yeah. So do you notice a big difference, or maybe not because you market that one, but because of a lot of people work from home now with office and commercial?
That's been heavily studied. It's basically office inventory, or sorry, like office market share, I guess that's what it is. And now I've actually recovered pretty nicely. Yeah, because Brandon, he owns the space. So that's literally when I do my specialization, I think office, I'm working mid-range office, so I'm not ready to take over Brandon. Give me 3 years and then I'll be happy with the house. Okay, I need you all to do me a personal favor. Oh my goodness, that's a W. You go to kwwe.com. I'm not on the list, so when it asks you to list, but not on the list, and write in my name, Cavan helps in the next one. And then give me an evaluation so that I can lead better and that I can get my search director and someone will give me $10 bill.